Hi, my name's Mark Gaver.
And I'm Elsa, and we've been married for 38 years. We have 2 beautiful daughters, 2 great son-in-laws, and 3 grandkids.
I joined the military in 1983. I was a radar technician, which is I was able to fix things for different companies so that they would be able to detect the enemy's fire that was coming in from the air. It helped a lot of people as far as the war. In Kuwait, I was serving. We had to hurry up and camouflage a truck so that we could not be seen by the enemy. As we were hurrying, I went up some steps on the side of the truck, and the next thing I knew, I fell from 6 feet. I landed on my back with my gas mask underneath me. It hurt a lot, but at the time, I knew that we had to get the stuff finished, so I just carried along and did my job. A little while later, as I was in the chow line, I was standing there, and next thing I knew, I fell forward and hit my head on a rock, which cut it open, and it was bleeding. And they wanted to know what was wrong. So they sent me to sick call, where the doctors looked at me and they didn't think anything was wrong. So later on, as I kept trying to do things, they ended up giving me crutches, and I still was falling. Well, I had a very sharp pain, and the next thing I knew, I couldn't move my leg. They did an MRI, and finding out that I had a huge bruise on my spinal cord, they sent me to the States. As part of my care, I went through many tests, one of them being a spinal tap, where they take fluid out of your spinal cord and they do a test to find out if you have neurological damage. The doctor gave the diagnosis. They determined that I had MS. They also said I would not be able to walk and stated that I would have 1 year to live. I was pretty bad off. I could not walk. I was having trouble using my arms. I couldn't even hold my head up.
When I heard the diagnosis, it hurt my heart. Mark was always the life of the party. He always made everybody laugh. He strived to make people happy. We would go hiking, we would go down on the beach and just walk and do things with our girls. We have a 1-year-old and a 4-year-old, and I thought about all the things that he wasn't going to get to do with them, like be at their graduations, walk them down the aisle when they got married, and it was really, really hard.
When I was in the wheelchair, a lot of scriptures came to mind. I knew that God loved me. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish, but have everlasting life. I knew that God had done miracles. He fed the 5,000. He went and healed a blind man, and he even healed a lame man that 4 friends brought him to Jesus. And I just had to cling to those miracles. I knew that God wanted me to be whole. He wanted me to be someone that he could utilize and use to further his kingdom and to bring glory to his name. The only way that I knew to do that was to believe what he said. I needed to step out on faith, to make faith an action, and to get up and walk. My legs hurt. I had to pull myself up at first, and I just kept on and on and on, agreeing with God and saying, yes, God, I know you want me to live more abundantly. I know you want great things for my life. I am going to believe your word, and I'm going to step out literally in faith. So I worked every day with that walker. I fell a few times. After 7 months had went by, I was finally able to walk without a walker. It's been 31 years. I'm not in a wheelchair. I'm up walking, enjoying life, playing with my grandkids. I'm so thankful that God has been able to use me in a mighty way. I've been able to start children's ministries, been able to work with youth. I've been able to start a camp for Christians. I've just been so blessed, and I've been so thankful that God would want to use me. I mean, I was in a wheelchair. I felt useless, and God picked me up and used me for His glory. And I will praise Him every single day for that.